Okay, we're recording. So what OpenVAS is it's a suite that you can install on Linux, Kali especially, that you set it up and it scans your devices on your networks looking for vulnerabilities and then reports them to you. So very cool. And you could use it if you were ever working for a company that needed, remember last night we talked about the CIS control that said, I think the item was ongoing vulnerability assessments or scans. And this tool will do that for you. And it's free, it's open source, and it's pretty impressive. Okay, so there is a link in your chat. It's Nude Systems. Don't know, don't ask. I don't know where that name comes from, but we're going to install OpenVAS /GVM. It's actually GVM, which is an updated version of OpenVAS, and we're going to install that in Kali. So I sent out an email to everybody asking you to do a apt update and upgrade. Hopefully you all have that done, because some of you it might take forever. So once you're upgraded, and I'll post this link into Blackboard when we're done tonight. But after you do your update and upgrade, and what does that do? Review, what does that do for us?
It checks your installed packages and updates the ones that need to be updated.
Right. And so the second step is we are going to install GVM. So we're not even going to try to run OpenVAS and start it because it doesn't work right. So we're going to go right to installing GVM. So let me shrink this window so that it's a little more viewable. There we go. And we're going to do, I'm root right now, otherwise you got to stick sudo in front, and it's apt install GVM-Y. So that means if there's any questions, just assume yes for them. So we're going to install GVM.
Shoot.
What's that? Somebody telling me to shush?
No, I accidentally sent a message to everybody.
Okay,
Nope.
it's all good. Yeah, I hope you get feeling better, Bridge. I'll make sure I post this video, but yeah.
Okay.
No problem, Bridge. Do get your assignments done and turn in though. Don't get behind.
Okay, I won't.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Okay, so GVM is crunching away here. I got a gigabit. You guys may not be this fast. So the package is GVM with a -y to assume yes for all questions. Okay, once that's installed, once again, you got to run this as root. So if you're not SU'd over to root, you got to stick a sudo in front, but the command is GVM-setup. And there's an important step that's coming up, I think after this one. You need it will blab a key back to you, and I think you need that key. Is that right, Zach? You got to copy the key to log in or something like that. Okay, so we're going to run GVM setup. I'm going to do it as root. And what this does is, oh, there's an error. It didn't find Postgres. Okay, so we got to install Postgres. Did you have to do that, Zach?
I didn't have to do that, no. When I ran it as my normal user, just put with sudo in front of it. I don't know if that makes any difference or not.
Let me try it. Sudo GVM-setup. Nope.
Did you do -y when you installed GVM?
I did. So we got to fix Postgres. So the default version 13 is not 14. That's required by libgvmd. So let's see if we can go apt upgrade Postgres QL. I wonder if that needs to be uppercase. Let me try it without Postgres QL.
Did you run a dist upgrade?
I did, but let me do it again. Ah.
I ran a
Yeah.
dist upgrade and a full upgrade, and they had different results. I don't know if that'll matter.
Okay, well, we'll try that too. Apt auto remove. So we're going to clean this up a little bit. Okay, and you said you did an apt full upgrade?
Yeah. Because I the same space as you. I'm as root and ran that, and I'm not erroring out.
Is it full dash upgrade?
Full hyphen upgrade.
No, says I'm good. And it worked for you?
Yeah, it's plugging away. It looks like it's extracting a ton of stuff.
Okay, interesting. Let me try this. You know what I didn't do is reboot. Let me try it. Let me try.
Yeah, rebooting might work actually.
Give it a shot. Zippity doo dah. Okay. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Remember the old trick? You got to use the Windows key to slide this up, and I'm going to change this to better resolution. Keep that. Close that. Okay. Okay, let me try this again. Nope. Let me try that again. No, that's all good. Let me try this again. Aha! Nope. Doesn't like me. I got to get Postgres 14. What version of Postgres installed for you guys? 14?
I'm getting the same error you are, Troy.
Yeah, same here.
All right. I'm going to remove Postgres. Don't do this yet. I'm going to try.
Wait, before you do, oh, I was gonna say do an apt show PostgreSQL so it'll tell you what version you have installed.
Yeah.
Mine shows 14 plus 240.
Okay. Well, let's see what we get here.
I was gonna say it worked for me. Were you guys running Kali, the new one, 2.2?
No, I was running 21. 2021. Oh, look, there it is. So I think it's going to go now. And then if it does, well, it says unpacking, setting up Postgres 14 plus 240. The default Postgres 13 is not required. All right. So what do we do when we have something we can't figure out? We ask the Oracle,
You use your GTS.
right? It didn't copy. Let me try this again. Try this again. One answer. Ah, it's a port thing. You should go into each version and edit the PostgreSQL to change the port number of 13 to 5432 and then reassign other port numbers to the other versions.
That's weird that I didn't have to do that. I wonder if it's because I installed it fresh.
I think you installed 2022.1 and I'm running 2021.3. Betcha. All right, well, let's try this. Let's see if it fixes it. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at my history and yeah, 2022.1 installer. Yeah, that's why.
Okay, that's okay. We can work with this. I'm going to put this instructions in the chat window. So this is what we're going to try and do. So we're gonna vi. Let me bring my notes up on the other screen here so that I don't have to keep switching. So we're gonna vi slash etc. Whoop, the right window slash etc. slash PostgreSQL slash what do we got? 13 slash main slash postgresql.conf. So we're editing this file. We're going to find the port. Here's the port. And it said change it from 32 to 33. Come on, baby. So I'm going to change this from 32 to 33. And then we're going to edit the see what the 14 is. So what 14 is, I think the ports were colliding if I had to guess. Ah, see that? It installed 14 on the wrong port. So we have to flip-flop them. So let me see if this works. And then we'll go from there. So now we got to restart. System control. Whoop. System control, not MySQL, PostgreSQL, Postgres. System control, restart PostgreSQL maybe? There she goes. Okay, so the instructions were wrong. The last command, you got to do PostgreSQL instead of Postgres. And now let's do GVM setup and let's see if it works. Boom. Okay. So here's the problem. For those of us that installed the 2021 version of Kali, ended up with Postgres 13 and 14 installed, and the ports were confused. So let me, for those of you who are running the old version like me, here's what we're going to do. Let me walk through it again. We're going to SU over to root. And then we are going to have two files we got to edit. We have, and you can use nano if you don't like vi, but it's etc. PostgreSQL slash, we got to edit 13 with version 13 main PostgreSQL.conf. So we edit this file, and then we find this line with port. And for 13, we're going to switch it from port 5432 to 5433. And you're going to save it. Okay. Then you're going to edit the config for version 14 of PostgreSQL. You're going to find the line port, and it will say 5433. And you're going to edit it, and you're going to make it 5432. We just flip-flopped them is what we did.
What was that second document you edited?
Let me show you. It is the same thing, but instead of 13
Oh,
here,
14.
it's 14.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Once you've edited those two files, you got to restart Postgres. And the command for that, I'm not going to run it because I already did, but it's what's our command when we're going to restart something in Kali? System what?
CTL.
System control, CTL. Restart, and then the service you're going to restart, and the service you're going to restart is PostgreSQL. And then you hit enter there, and that will restart it. And then you rerun the GVM setup. Then you rerun the GVM setup. Okay, so let me show you. It's still cranking here. This takes a little while, doesn't it, Zach?
Oh, this is going to be like at least 10 minutes.
Yeah, it takes a while for this one, this
Okay.
part.
So this is doing all the setups. What this is doing is it's populating databases and stuff. So it's taking, so what a vulnerability scanner does is it has this database of all these vulnerabilities, right? And there's these things that it's going to look at to try to figure out if something's vulnerable or not. And it has to put all those into a database. It has to put all those into a database. And that's what it's doing right now. And then when we get this up and running and we run it, what we'll see is we can give it a range of networks, like our home network, and let it scan the whole network and create a report of all the different vulnerabilities. Also, you could use it for what? Pin testing, right? If you had a Dropbox on the network that was running Kali, you could install OpenVAS on it and have OpenVAS scan the whole freaking network and tell you all the vulnerabilities it can find instead of doing it by hand. See how that could be powerful? Yeah, Cameron's like going, I see his wheels turning.
I've had this conversation with our network guy. I was like, hey, we're going to build a Dropbox in one of our classes. I was like, from your perspective, what would it do if I just plugged it in here? And so, I mean, I've had this whole conversation with him. So it's very interesting because like we're going to have over 10,000 users next year.
Oh,
So
wow.
there's a lot of stuff to break.
And this is your business that you're getting going, right?
No, this is my job.
Oh, the job, the day
district.
job. Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, so OpenVAS is one check on a security control, and it will do a lot of stuff for you. So you scan your own network, and there's some, I would put some cautions on it, because sometimes it can scan, and in just the process of looking for the vulnerability can crash the service. So keep that in mind. But if you have a vulnerability scanner on your network running and it takes something down, I would argue whatever it took down has an issue. It's a denial of service attack. You can take it offline. So you got to communicate well with your team and let them know what you're doing and say, I don't think, and by the way, when I ran this on my home network, it didn't crash anything, but caveat it could, we'll be ready. But the value it gives you is it will show you thousands of different vulnerabilities. Let me go get my bottle of water. I'll be right back.
Hey, Lance, did you ever use a tool called the Dude? Something pretty cool he was telling us about. It's similar. You run it, it'll look over the entire network and give you a network map. It generates one for you.
Network mapping tool.
Yeah, it's called the Dude.
The Dude. Hey, we're making progress. It was inserting vulnerabilities from 2014 and now it's up to 2020. So now 2021, we're getting there. We're getting there. And it's a web interface. This has a web interface that we'll use. So we're off to the races. Okay, so I am going to this is a Stack Overflow. So I'm going to start updating our Blackboard here real quick. Get in here. Okay, and Advanced Cybersecurity Week 4. Yeah, this is cool. When I was kind of racking my brain what I wanted to go over for this week's lab, and then I remembered this one. I was like, oh yeah, this one's cool. This is cool. Okay, so I will put the information in here. Edit. Okay, so we got 2 links. And then info for the lab. So let's bring up this site, how to install OpenLabs, how to install OpenVAS. Okay, so this is how to install Open, and remember this is GVM. It's like a improved version of OpenVAS. And this next one is how to fix the not the PostgreSQL error if you have Kali 2021.3 instead of 2022.1. So there's that. All right, she's making progress. Okay, so we got that. After GVM-setup is running successfully, then, okay, this should be almost done. Now it's downloading. This might take a little while, huh?
Yeah, this is the part that's taken a really long time, at least on my end.
My dad is having issues. He can't get an IP address for some reason, and I don't know if it's because I ran the security.
Did you take your network
vulnerability scan.
down?
I might have. I don't know.
Did you crash the DHCP? So wherever your DHCP server is running, you might want to restart that.
Should I just restart my modem and then join this
Yeah.
system again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping this doesn't take forever, because this is where they're downloading CVE. So what is a CVE? Who remembers what a CVE is? What is a CVE database?
Isn't that like the threat like name identifier or something?
Yeah, CVE database is a list of known vulnerabilities. So if we, while this is running, I can show you this real quick. CVE database. Here's one. Here's another one. Vulnerabilities. Here's a NIST. The common, it stands for Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures. And see if it, oh, they do point at that one. Okay. So CVE mitre.org, and you can search, and we could eternal blue. Let's see if it finds anything. Oh no, it's probably got a V by. Let me try 2 words. Eternal blue. There it goes. Eternal blue is 2 words. So here's 167 CVEs that probably have blue and eternal somewhere in the description. Okay. So another way we could search this database is we could go SMB. Show me all the vulnerabilities. 484 vulnerabilities relating to SMB. What Microsoft uses for sharing files. So somewhere in each of these it talks about. So what this is doing right now is it's downloading the CVE database into your GVM, and GVM stands for Greenbone Vulnerability Management. If I remember correctly, let me Google it. Greenbone Networks. So these are the guys that produce the open source package. And so what it's doing is getting all known vulnerabilities and inserting them into a database that we're going to use when we scan these networks. And a scan can take a while to scan an entire subnet. But I want to get you guys to the point where you can scan your own network and your own home network. So it's downloading, and I'm getting about a gigabit. Is 1,000 kilobytes is a gigabyte. So I'm getting pretty good throughput.
Yeah, towards the bottom of the 20s, it's like 100 gigs per file.
Right.
I'm at
So
22.
right now it's downloading 2014. Here is 2013, 11, 10. So this goes all the way back to 2002. So it's getting vulnerabilities from 2002. So it's downloading 20 years of vulnerabilities to use as like a signature for when you're scanning your network. And this is a huge piece. Vulnerability management is a huge piece of InfoSec. Most companies that are worth their salt has some kind of automated continuous scans going on their network. So if somebody tries to throw up a Apache web server that's 15 years old and vulnerable, the scanner would see it and go, ah! And sometimes it will false positive. If you have like your Apache web server running and you've updated the header and it's reporting like a really old or a different version than what it really is, the scanner may not see it and identify it. So these are about 30 gigs, 30 megabytes each. Or is that gigabytes? Let me
It's
see.
gigabytes.
It is 10, hundreds, thousands. No, that's, I think that's megs. This is, they're about 30,
Well,
these are 30.
If you're going at 1 gig, that would be done way faster than that though. right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. So this must be pretty big.
20 towards the end, 2021 is 92.5 gigs. So
I don't know. This shouldn't be downloading gigs this fast for me. Gigabytes versus gigabits. So
one could be in one and one could be in the other.
yeah, this is downloading at a rate of 1 gigabyte, gigabit. I bet you this B shouldn't be capitalized. I bet it's downloading at 1 gigabit is the speed it's downloading at. We're up to 2017.
I just can't believe it's downloading. Like I've got gigabit internet and it's downloading at the full bandwidth.
It's
Good
just
servers.
sucking it.
Yeah.
That means that the source we're getting it from has really good connectivity.
Which is astounding for something like this. I mean,
Right. How many
seems
people
like-
around the world are sucking this? I bet you it's in the cloud or something. It's like using a Akamai or something like that, where it has really parallel, a lot of bandwidth to.
because when you're just updating the box itself, it takes for freaking ever. Because it's like, oh yeah, 10 kilobytes. I was like,
2017 was 60, whatever 60 is. So it's retrieving, it doesn't, it's local directory, but it doesn't tell you what the directory is. It doesn't tell you what the directory is.
After 2022, the official CPE dictionary is, I'm already at 142,000 or 142 million, whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad it has really good bandwidth, but for you guys that only have like 100 megabits or 20 megabits, it's going to take forever.
That's okay, Austin. That's fine.
Oh, wah, wah. What do
I
you
could
have?
run it
Austin?
over there on USB drive. Might be quicker.
You know, I'm not trying to make this like a class, like there's like a class difference here with good connectivity and bad connectivity. Do we have a class structure in class?
We do. Austin's at the bottom with dial up.
You got it, buddy. I'm trying to find Doc and get back to the future. Don't worry.
Yeah, Lance might have a point for you. He could probably give it to you on a flash drive.
Mhm.
Yeah, there you go. Leave it running all night. So some of you probably won't get this done tonight. You might have to leave it running overnight, but.
All right, I fixed it for him.
Oh, I did. So CVE crashed your DHCP server.
It did because when I rebooted it and went back and did the little Windows auto configure thing, it said that something about the DNS server. So I gave him I did the IP config/renew and gave him a new IP address, and it worked.
Yeah, your dad's probably glad he has his in-house tech support.
Yeah, except for I caused the problem in the first place.
Oh, you don't tell him that part. You're like, gosh, you know, I read there was some solar flares going on.
Right.
Damn solar flares. They just screw everything up.
Oh yeah, on my vulnerability scan, I have I have one that said 2.6, and it's something about TCP timestamps allowing to compute uptime. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think this will be pretty eye-opening. But just keep in mind, I do not accept responsibility if you crash your home network. So
It'll just be a surprise when we suddenly disappear from the call.
Right? Network down. All right, I'm on 2020. We're getting there. What speed do you have, Zach?
I already
Internet.
read mine, so
No, I know, but how fast is your connection?
my internet, it's like I think it's 300 megabits.
300 megabits. So yeah, this probably did take you a while because I'm running full tilt. I'm getting this is like when I tested like 989 and 990. That's like line speed. In other words, that's just a titch under a megabit. Sorry, a gigabit. So 1,000 megabits is a gigabit. 1,024. But most of the time when these ISPs tell you gigabit, they mean 1,000 megabits, not 1,024 megabits. All right, we're getting there. I don't think this is gigs or my hard drive would have filled up. It's taken a minute to get 87 megs, which, that's about right.
So this is like it's like barely a megabit per second for each file.
Yeah, so I think I'm getting a gigabit on my download rate, but we're getting there. So if you guys cannot get this done during class because this download's taking too long, that's okay. You can run the second part, which is to go into the GUI and actually set up a scan. You could do that after you get it installed. And you know what? I'm not going to make that. I'm going to make that optional. I'm not going to make that mandatory for this lab in case, it takes forever. I'm going to want to see that you have a GVM up and running. You can log into it. And that will be the requirement. But for honor and glory points, go ahead and run a scan. See what results you get back.
It's the source you're downloading from that's slow because this is only like 1 megabit per second.
Oh, you're right. 1,000 kilobits is the megabit.
Yeah.
Not a gigabit.
So on my internet, it should have been way faster.
Right. So they are kind of swamped, it sounds like. Yeah. And so that would make sense why it takes a minute and a half to get an 87 megabyte file because we're only getting a megabit a second.
Yeah.
90 seconds would be about 90 megabytes.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
After this, there's about, I'd say, 20 ovals, OVALs, and they go a little faster.
Have your OVALs already finished, Lance?
Mine's on the last one, yeah.
Yeah, mine's on the dictionary. Ooh, this is pretty big too.
That one was 381.
381 megabytes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is anybody done yet? Is there more to come?
Yeah, OVALs are after this.
Okay.
There's about 20. And now there's CBK files.
Okay. More coming. Gosh, I hope we got enough space. Yeah, I got 59. I made my drives 75, 80 gigs. And I'm already up to 15 gigs taken. It looks like they cap everybody's downloading to 1 megabit per user. Which would make sense. You don't want to like have just a few users saturate your link. Yeah, this is a cool tool. All right, let's go. While we're waiting for this, let's go review our next steps here. The next step is to create your user. Okay, so nope, the next step is to check the setup. So I'm going to stick some of these steps here. And then
All right, it's finished. DFN search are the last thing that it does.
okay.
How many CB-Ks were there?
K22 was the last one from 13 to 22.
Thanks.
So this is the equivalent of everyone watching electronic pots boil. Is that what it is?
Right. Exactly.
Digital paint drying.
Or that old hype Windows screensaver.
Does it come with that good old fashioned lead flavoring like wall chips do, Brian?
Okay. And then launch
hey.
OpenVAS.
Don't diss my lead chips. They go great with the crayons.
Open Firefox. Cali. Do. Okay. Let's see how this is doing here. I'm getting there. Got to drink the Gatorade. I got to get all the electrolytes because this computer stuff, man, phew, it's exhausting. I feel like I've run a marathon.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't realize I was running the newer version. of
That's
Kali.
okay. I didn't even think of that. But that's okay. We found the fix.
That's
what-
good. And I'm glad it didn't take very long.
Yeah. And you know what? That's good to learn how to overcome hurdles. That's what this is all about.
Yeah.
I had, for those who didn't know, I had Zach run through the setup procedure last night because I had some meetings today and I knew I was going to get to it. So he ran through it and it worked fine for him because he had a 2022 version of Kali. That's okay. We found the fix.
It's also an important lesson to learn that Stack Overflow has 99% of the answers you'll ever need.
Right. Stack Overflow, huge resource.
I also noticed at the end of this install has that massively long password for the admin user. I don't know if that's what you're
Yes.
talking about that we need to keep.
Yeah, you got to save that. You got to save that. I'll show everybody here where that is. And if you lose it, you don't get admin. And it's a pain in the ass. So you don't want to lose it.
Oh, and it's horribly long.
It is massive. So what I would do is when I installed this last time, I created a text file. On the desktop, and I stuck the password in there so that I wouldn't lose it. We're almost there, 88%. Did anybody ever get faster than 1,000 kilobits? No, so they must cap it on their end.
I bounced up to like 1.8.
Yeah,
I think hit maybe 2 at one point, but
yeah. I'm the same. I never get over like 1,001.
Yeah, it kind of makes me suspect that they're capping the speed.
Yeah, which would make sense if you have thousands of users polling. You know, you don't want to like have each one of them get a gigabit. So, and if I remember, Zach, in your class, didn't we have a problem? There was a cap for the number of users from one location because you guys were all in the classroom or something like that.
Oh yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah.
There was some weird thing that if too many downloads in parallel were coming from the same IP,
Yep.
nobody could download it.
So we had to assign it like
Stagger.
yes, we had to.
You guys did it in like kind of like Mindy taught the last how Mindy taught that class, and you guys were in the cloud and it was all coming out the same one, so you guys had to stagger your downloads.
Yep. I do remember that.
All right, we're getting there.
Troy, I've run
Yes.
into a little bit of an issue. I'm trying to follow the Stack Overflow, and I don't seem to have the SQL 12 file.
No, you'll have 13 and 14.
Okay, so
So
then,
what you want to do is you want to edit the 13 and change the port to 5433, and then you want to edit the 14 and change the port to 5432, because that's the one that OpenVAS is trying to use, that port number.
okay, sweet, thank you.
You bet. In fact, I'll put that in the instructions here. Let me copy and paste those in real quick. You're going to edit 13 and change port equals change port equals 5432 to port equals 5433, and then you're gonna edit 14, and you're gonna change port 5433 to 5432. There we go.
When I finish installing, do you want us to run that GVM dash check install? or
Yeah,
whatever
make sure it
suggests?
looks like it's working. Yep.
Cool.
Yep, I'm getting close to. Some of you must have started sooner than me.
I didn't have to chase that error with the versions.
That's true. So apparently, even with a disk dash upgrade and a full dash upgrade, it's still, there's a difference. And the difference is that you have Postgres 13 installed in addition to 14, and the ports are reversed. We need that 5432 to be Postgres 14 version. Is anybody stuck? Anybody need help while we're just twiddling our thumbs and waiting here? Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is the admin password. You got to save this. And it's unique for every single one of us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change back to my user, and I'm going to vi. Actually, I'm going to touch, not trush, touch desktop GVM PWD text. Then I'm going to vi desktop GVM PWB, and then I'm going to paste that into this file and save it. Because what will happen is this will scroll. This window here will scroll, and it will eventually, you'll fill it, and it will go, and it will be gone. And I don't think it shows up in any of the log files or anything. It's just printed to the screen, and you got to grab that. So copy it, save it to your host desktop or to the desktop of Kali. Okay, so once you have that done, we're going to run the, whoops, not yet. We're going to run the GVM dash, is it check setup? Oh, sorry, I got to do sudo. Data. And you're looking to see if anything errors.
Hey, Troy,
Yes.
my Zoom's being really weird, so I'm gonna bounce out and come back in and see if that fixes it.
Okay. No problem. So we're running check setup. It's just making sure everything's good. Okay. Da-da. Password policy is empty. That is fine. So we did not get the error here on the user that they were warning us about, right? Let's look at our help here. This window right here. So after we ran the check, seems like it's okay. If I would have run the check and I saw this error right here, error, then you would have to do the additional steps to create a user. But I don't think we have to. So now we're gonna go into our browser. What is a loopback address? What is the loopback address? What does it do?
Points at yourself.
Points at yourself is correct. 9293. Oh, is it 9392? Whoops, that's dyslexia for you. No. All right, let's go back to our check. Did I miss a step? Let me look. So it's good. Okay. Oh, HTTPS. My bad. So you gotta stick HTTPS here, right? We want it encrypted. Boom, and then it gives you this warning, and you got to go advanced, and you want to accept the risk and continue. And that is absolutely fine. Okay, and then the password, I believe, is it root in that password? Or is it admin? Let me look.
Did you create your password?
I
Or
didn't.
did you create your user?
I didn't. So let's do that. Let's go back and do that.
Admin and that password works. to
Oh, I
log in.
skipped step 6. I skipped. I got to do
So,
this step.
Okay, copying is good because I got confused on that command because it had one dash. I thought it was just one dash, but it was 2 dashes. But since you copied it, it should work fine.
Okay, so I recommend. So this is an underscore, and if I remember something, there's like it's not a hyphen, it's like a different dash or something.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't think that's right. You probably want to erase the dash between GVM and GVMD. You want to remove that, replace that with 2 hyphens. And then the one in front of create user, you want to remove that one in the space and add 2 hyphens there.
So like this.
Yeah, and then delete the space before it.
And so like that, and like.
No, that one's fine. Wait, yeah, space after that.
Okay.
Yep, and then for a password, do the same thing you did with create user. So go back and delete this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was just the weird formatting on the web
Like
page.
that?
Yep.
Okay, so this will be good. Let me put this in Blackboard. Okay, so let me edit this and put this in Blackboard.
don't know why they formatted it like that on the website.
Oh, I know. Okay. Note, use this exact command, copy/paste from here. The website is wrong. Exclamation point. And I think that sudo run user. Okay. All right. So now I go to here and I log in as the user and the password. And I just set it to password. See if we're in.
I don't think you ever hit enter on that command.
Yeah. That doesn't help. Yeah, you're right. Boom. User created. Sign in. Ta-da! Okay. So now we have OpenVAS GVM, Greenbone Vulnerability Management running. The next step is we have to set up a target. So this is the part I want you to screenshot and turn in, that you have this dashboard working, okay? The next steps are optional, but I'd highly encourage you to try it because this is the cool part. You got to you got to go configuration, new target. So configuration, you go targets, and then you up here in the corner, there's, I believe this, one of these icons is, oh, here it is. It's this little icon here that shows like a piece of paper with a plus, a star. And you got to click this and you create a new target. Okay, and you give it a name. It's going to be home net hosts. And can you do a range here, Zach? I think you can, right?
I'm not sure exactly, but you could try.
Okay.
I think
Wow.
for range, you might have to use a file, but I don't know. You can try it.
Let me try this. 10.00/24. Port list. All IANA. A live test. We'll leave that alone. No reverse lookup. So I'm going to do all the defaults here. Allow simultaneous scanning via multiple IPs. Yes. I'm going to try. I think you can do a range here. So let's see. Okay, so I created a target. And then the next thing is you got to go run a scan. And this is what takes a little while. So you go to scans, and then you create a new scan, a new task it's called, I think right here, or is it right here? Add new dashboard. No, it's this one right here. New task. And you go scan target, and you drop it down, you pick that target you set up. Call this home scan. And schedule, I'm going to leave blank. Add results, yes. Apply overrides, yes. Alterable task. Auto delete reports, do not automatically delete reports. And the scanner, I believe, is the OpenVAS default. Is that what you did, Zach? Or did you do CVE?
You want to use OpenVAS default, and then scanf config there. It doesn't show up because you have to wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
It
gotta
takes,
wait.
I don't know how long it takes, but for me, I came back a couple hours later and it was there. So
Okay.
this might be the part where we have to stop. I don't know. Because it gives you that, yeah.
Okay.
And basically the only fix is just waiting pretty much.
Until that comes
Just
up.
does stuff in
Okay.
the background that you have to wait for.
So let's see what, so let me, while we're waiting, I'm gonna search on this targets and see if we can do a network there. So GVM targets network. I want to see how to scan a network if I did it right. Define a target. Oh, yeah, you can do this. CIDR notation. When entering manually, you can do a range. So you can do a single IP, just scan one. You can do a range with like 10.0.0.1 through 10.0.0.255 or something like 254. Or you can do like I did, and you can put in an IP with a slash and the CIDR notation for your network. So what you're saying, Zach, is for the scans, you had to wait, and it took a while for this drop down to populate. Huh. It's a new alert, cancel. So alerts, you're saying, which one was it? Oh, it was scan config that wasn't populated. That took a while. Wonder what it's doing. Let's try Googling this and see what the story is here. GVM vulnerability scanner, scan config. Grayed out. Let's try this. Grayed out. Can't select scan config. See what somebody said. Did you ever log in as admin, Zach?
I only ever logged in as the user that I made in step 6.
Okay. I'm just wondering if we got to log into admin to let it do something. See. Don't do anything at the admin setup prompt until you see it say that it's created that report in GVMD log. This is a common issue, it looks like. see if somebody found a fix here. Oh, what do we got here? With new updates, the problem is solved. How do you do new updates? Well, let's try updating GVM. Let's see if this fixes it. Let's try it. Try this one more time. Okay. Close this. And let's try.
I don't know if it helps. Mine just populated.
It did?
Yeah, so hopefully you're close.
Okay. Let's see what we get here. Nope, it doesn't want to update anything. Whoops. Close that. Let's open this. Let's reload this page here. Not yet for me. So it's doing something in the background. Let's go look at the logs and see what's going on. Starting update. This is what's taking so long right here. So it looked something up and it saw that it was out of date and it's doing an update in the background. Doing an update in the background. Okay, so note that after you install, it could take a while to update in the background and it's fixing whatever's going on here.
Hey,
It looks
Troy.
like it's actually populating something into the database. So it has a VT status version, today's date, and the database had no version. So it's probably inserting stuff into the database as we speak. So watch this. This is a cool trick. You can do a tail-F. And as soon as this file's updated, it will update my screen. So -F means like I'm monitoring this file. Anytime anything's added to it, it will show it to the screen.
Troy, when you set up the new target, what did you put in for the host, and did you put anything for
Yeah,
the
let me show you.
excluded?
Yeah, let me show you. I went to configuration targets.
Yeah.
And then I clicked on this new, and I gave it a name, home network. And then for the host, you can figure out what your home network is. Like 10, for me, I have one that's 10.00.x. I also have 192.168.1.1/24. And I'm gonna have two. Error in host specification. Oops, what did I do? Oh, this is home. I got two networks.
You have two periods in there too. 1.1.
Oh, thank you. Home net 2. Good catch right here. Here we go. Let's see. Error in host specification.
Right there, don't you need the .1.0 rather than .1.1?
Oh, thank you. Good call. There it is. Yeah. Okay, so now I have two targets. I have my 10.0.0.x and my 192.168.1.x. And you can use CIDR notation there. Now I'm going to go back to scans. I'm actually going to come back over here. Close this window. Open this window. Hey, look at that. Oh, no, it's not done yet. That was just telling me that I created a new target and that I tried to create a new target and it was an error. So it's still updating in the background.
Yeah, Troy, what I sent you in Discord is a screenshot of what mine looks like after that.
Okay. Bring it up. Discord. Boom. Boom. So this is from Cameron. And scan config empty. Discovery.
So when we get to the scan portion and we do the OpenVAS default and then the scan config, are we just doing full and fast?
Yeah, the defaults are fine for now.
Okay.
Yep.
So then we just set it to our target we've made and then just hit save and go.
Yeah, once it gets populated. Yeah, once it gets populated. Do keep in mind, Zach, remember what I was saying about sometimes it can take stuff down? Well, it sounded like Zach took his DHCP server down when he ran it. So
Oh yeah. Sounds like it's gonna be fun to kick my kids off the network, so.
yeah, right. Okay, so let's see if this is still going here. I think I'm done. Okay, now let me try it. So now I'm going to come up here. So I go to scans and then I click new task. And I'm going to call this scan home net 1. I'm going to pick my target and it's home net 1. And look, scan config full and fast. So I'm going to leave everything the same. And I'm going to click save. And now there is this status new. And I'm going to click the start button right here, the arrow. And this will start running the scan on my network. So it says requested. Well, and this is going to take a little while. It's queued, and then it will start scanning. Then it will start scanning. If I was running an IDS and we had our switch set up and the IDS was having all the traffic forwarded over, what would we see? I think we'd see a lot, right? This is a vulnerability scanner. It's probing stuff and reading headers and stuff. And I'm pretty sure it would show up in IDS. But the IDS has to be able to see all the network on the network. And so in our switch, we had to set up a special port for the IDS that says show all traffic on the switch and echo it to this port. And that's the port you set up your IDS on. So it is running at 0% right now. And this can take, how long did yours take, Zach? I think like hours, if I remember correctly. Because think about all the vulnerabilities that we loaded into our database, right? From 2002 to 2022, hundreds of thousands of different vulnerabilities that this is going to try to find on the network. So it's running. I wanted to show you a report. Zach, do you have a report that you can bring up to show us?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Actually,
this
I don't
is,
think mine took hours. I was surprised. But I think I only scanned one IP. It was only.
yeah, why don't you, take a screenshot of one of your reports and send it to me in Discord, and I'll share it with class.
Okay.
So at this point, we're going to let it run 1%. So this is going to take hours for this to run. And what it's doing is it's looking on my network for different hosts and trying to check them out to see what kind of vulnerabilities there are. And then it's going to create a pretty impressive report. And it's going to be ranked like critical, high, medium, low. And you should be focusing on those criticals and those highs and get them resolved. You know, if you need to update the OS or update some server software, some firmware, whatever you need to do to address those vulnerabilities. 3%. As soon as he sends me a screenshot, I'll share it with you guys. Okay, so does that make sense, everything we've done so far? We installed GVM. Your requirement to meet the requirements of this lab is that you can get to the green bone screen. You don't have to set up a scan because it will take forever. I would encourage you to do it. Just don't scan any internet addresses or anything. Just scan your own shit. Don't scan somebody you don't got permission to scan, right? Make sure that you send me a screenshot of this Greenbone Security Assistant running in the browser. And that's your check for this lab. And then I would encourage you to set up some targets and schedule a new scan task and run some scans on your network. And if I remember correctly, on this scan, it's kind of like it goes to like 96% or 94%, and then it takes forever. So it's not like at 96%, you're 96% of the way through the time it takes. And a lot of the scans happen at the end, and so it will sit there. You'll think you're almost done, and it just has a lot more to do. So however they're measuring their percentage, it's off a little bit, if I remember correctly. Does that sound right, Zach? I think I remember something about that.
Sorry, I was taking screenshots. What was it?
That the report, so this status, it goes really fast up into the 90s, and then it sits there forever.
Yeah, that's what it did to me. Mine got, I think, stuck at 98% for most of the time.
Yeah. So it thinks you're 90, it's telling you it's 98%, but it's really, at that point, it's really trying all the different analysis. And so you might get to 98 within a half an hour or something, and then 24 hours to go from 98 to 100% and be done.
So if we want to be quick about it, we can just do our personal IP, right?
Yeah. You just scan
Okay.
one IP instead of a whole network. Yep. So this is a very powerful, very robust tool. I remember I hadn't looked at OpenVAS in a few years. And then when I was teaching Zach's class, I was like, holy crap, this is cool. This is super, super impressive. Before, there was something called Tenable Nessus, and Nessus Vulnerability Scanner was a tool. It's nowhere near this caliber. This tool, GVM, is just super powerful. So we talked about how you could set up a Dropbox and run this OpenVAS. Why wouldn't you, let's say you're doing a pen test, you're paid and you're doing a pen test. Why would you not want to do that? Why would you not want to do that?
Why would you not want to run this as a pen test?
Why would you not want to run this on an entire network that you're doing a pen test on and have it scan the entire network?
Well, there's some evidence that it might bring everything down.
Yes, right. Unintended consequences. That wasn't the one I'm thinking of, though.
Not only that, isn't a pen test supposed to be from the outside in, whereas this is inside to inside?
It could be. Yeah, that you might be like doing what's called a blind pen test, and you're trying to penetrate from the exterior. But let's say you have a Dropbox and you planted it. You hired your mother, a little Hispanic lady, to go in and pretend she's a cleaner, like I was telling the story of that guy and Jack in the. So let's say you did that. What happens if they have an IDS and you run this sucker? it's going to light up like a Christmas tree, man. It's going to be like, and they will know. They
Give the
will
stock a heart
know
attack.
you're there. It's like red alert. There's going to be so many. It's going to be like thousands of IDS alerts, and so if you're trying to be a little more incognito, you might be a little, instead of using the whole blastogram, fire hose method, you might want to be a little more selective and just find some IPs and carefully figure out what the OS is and be a little more selective and try to fly under the radar a little bit. Because when you run OpenVAS, if you had an IDS in the network, you would have to program your IDS to ignore OpenVAS, because OpenVAS otherwise would light it up like a Christmas tree. Does that
Can you
make
remind me?
sense?
Say, can you remind me of the name of the tool that you used and showed us that it went around guessing the OS on based off the IP address?
Yeah, it was Nmap.
Nmap. Okay, thank you.
Nmap dash capital O, I think, is OS fingerprint.
I posted my screenshots in Discord.
Okay, thank you. So let me go back here.
I posted in the server.
Oh, on the server. Okay. Here we go. So here is what some reports look like. So we don't got to sit here all night and wait for mine to run. But you can see it found 0 high, 0 mean. Good job, Zach.
All it takes is running Linux.
Right. 1 low, 15 log entries. So his network's looking pretty good. Let's look at this next one. So this is, he's drilled in and looked at some of the medium vulnerabilities here. And he can look at them here, and it gives you some nice reports. So these are considered low that he's looking at right here. Here's another one. Log entries, low. So his isn't very exciting. When I ran this on my home network, mind you, this is when I lived in Idaho a year and a half ago, but I had some highs and some mediums on my network that I had to address that I didn't know about when I ran this. So
I should scan my IP address of my Windows virtual machine.
yeah, there you go. That one might give you a few if it's not up to date. So this is what the reports look like in your dashboard. So let me minimize that. Come up here to our dashboard. Oh, look, it's already populating for me. I thought it would only do it after it's all done, but. Oh yeah, I got some highs and some mediums. All right, so, all right, how do I drill in, Zach? Remind me.
So you want to go to scans at the top, hover
Okay,
over
and
that,
then
and then
reports.
click on reports, and then some of the other ones. And then you click on the task name there, where it says scan HomeNet 1 on the list down there next to status.
Okay, right here.
Click on the name there.
And I don't think I can get to it yet because it's
Oh,
not.
maybe not. What happens if you click? So hover over scans.
Say again.
Hover over scans at the top. And try the other ones, maybe results.
Here we go.
There we go.
Ah, so it found some old Apache servers. This must be running on some embedded devices. Oh my gosh, TLS v1 and 1.1 protocols detected. So remember I said that we should be running what version of TLS for HTTPS?
1.3.
1.3 and maybe 1.2, but 1.1 it's not bad, but it's not considered totally safe either anymore. And that's why it's a medium and not a critical. If it found SSL like v3, that'd be a critical, because that is not any good anywhere.
Looks
So
like
do you,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
do you know what device is IP.14?
Now let me look. Yeah,
It's
I can, let me see.
It's the TLS one, the one with the 1.1, the 14.
Oh, 14. Well, I can show you how we can find out.
I mean, I know how you find out, but I'm saying, do you know what it is right now?
Not because I got to go to and see what those DHCP addresses are.
If I had to guess, doorbell, maybe?
No, I don't have a Ring
No?
doorbell. So let me see here. So I go devices, and that was 14, right?
Mhm.
Turn that off. So I'm gonna find 14 here. It
It's a
is.
motherboard.
It is a motherboard. 14 is, I know what that is. That is it is running a listener for ham radio.
Hmm.
So I know it's a listener. So if I go to remote desktop and I put in 14, I bet you this is my other Windows machine that's running in the garage. Let me see if I'm right. Let's see here. See if this is it.
You could also just do a MAC address highlight and look up the MAC address search.
It is. This is Windows 11, and it is running. There is a server running on here that's used for doing ham radio stuff. So if we come back here, so 14. So this is, it means whatever I'm running on there, it's using TLS 1.0 and 1.1. So I would want to go and find whatever is running there and fix it so that it is running at least 1.2.
Isn't so vulnerable.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It's interesting. Joomla is considered high.
Yeah. So let me go back to my scans and results. Look at that. Joomla 4, 3, and 2.5 running on 0.48. So let's go see what 0.48 is. 0.48 is PCS System Technic. It's wired. It's a
Did you get a package from China recently?
right?
Sure, I'll plug it in.
I'm not sure what 48 is. It's wired.
PCS, huh? Yeah, so say highlight the MAC ID and just right click and search it. Might give you something.
Now that's where the PCS thing comes from, I think. MAC address there.
Well, it's wired.
That's something on my wired PCS system. Oh my gosh, it's the Orbi router.
Well, no, that just
Oh,
means
no,
you have a you have a
That's
mesh
off
network.
of this Orbi router.
Yeah.
It's connected to that Orbi router. Let me think. What do I got jacked into the Orbi router? Oh my gosh. That is my Flex ham radio, I bet. I bet you that is my Flex ham radio. Let me think. Or is that turned off right now? But it is jacked into one of my things. So, and it's something new. This wasn't here when I checked a few days ago.
Say, what if you just search Google search PCS system
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't pop up with
So-
much. Bunch of German stuff.
Oh, really?
Pre-collision system.
What's that?
I say PCS shows up pre-collision system.
It's called PCS System
Technic.
Is it your video surveillance?
No, I don't have that installed yet. System Tech Tech.
CHNIK?
Came up to
Yeah.
a German website.
Yeah, it's a bunch of German stuff. German manufacturer of hardware or software for access control, video surveillance, time and attendance recording, and production data collection.
Hmm. Well, I got some work to do to try to track that one down. So anyway, you can see multiple vulnerabilities. It's running Joomla. So let's do this. Here's another way to figure it out.
Yeah. Do you have a
Cassiopeia, what is it?
do you have like a star thing? What the hell they're called? To look at stars.
Star
Telescope?
card.
Yeah. Telescope.
Nope. Hmm.
So
And it's
Troy has
running on
things.
it's running 3 old versions of Joomla, whatever it is.
So Troy has things he doesn't know on his network. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
I do.
That's good.
That is true, man. So, and it's running these versions of depreciated versions of Joomla.
What does the puzzle piece mean in the middle? Like,
Puzzle
what is
right
that row if you hover? Yeah, what is that? Oh, there's
here.
a
In other
suggestions or
words,
something.
yeah, for how to fix it, how to remediate it, mitigate, vendor fix, in other words, patch it.
Uh-huh.
This one's there's a workaround. So yeah, there you go. I mean, and it's not even done yet. This scan is, I come here to tasks. It's 83% done. It's not even done on my network yet. And I'm gonna schedule my other one too. I'm gonna go home net 2. This is gonna be home net 2. Save. And I'll run that one. I'll run that one next. But
Hey, Troy.
yeah, go ahead.
I'm just catching up a little bit. Was there a workaround for scan config to make that come up faster, or is it just wait?
It's just wait.
Okay.
And you can, if you want to go to your var log on your Kali box and go into var log GVM and then look at your GVM, you'll see it saying one of these lines says that it's updating, and then when you see all this, then it's done updating the status of task and all that.
Okay.
It's populating the database with stuff. So Cassiopeia, what did I install lately? Let me think. Out in the shop, I have Cassiopeia. Now I got to Google that. I don't even know what that is. Cassiopeia. Not Joomla. Try that again. Copy. Copy. Let's see.
You have any like 3D printers or laser cutters attached?
Cassiopeia network device. LTE. So
Yeah, like Cameron was saying, do you have any network attached cutters or printers or
I do have it, but it's an HP printer.
right?
So it's
Not that. Like an
Um,
industrial.
Yeah, out in the shop, I hooked up the ham radio, and then I also hooked up the PC. That's the only 2 out there.
I guess block that IP and see what gives you grief.
Right.
See what starts complaining.
Interesting. Let's do this. View page source. Sometimes they'll put comments
Mhm.
in the page source.
No.
No, no hits there. No hints there.
Yeah, we'll just block it and see what starts not working.
So there's something that has, it's an embedded device, you know what I mean? And I don't even know how to log in because I don't even know what it is. Interesting. What else have I plugged in?
The FBI probably has the password for it if you need it.
Yeah, right. I got some searching to do. I don't know what device it is, but it has some.
See, it gives you
vulnerabilities
the
there.
port. Is it just an 80 port on that one?
Yeah, and it's running. It thinks it's one of these versions of Joomla, which Joomla is historic for having vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
And if it's an embedded device, trying to update that is going to be
Mm-hmm.
fun. I know. Let's do this. Watch this. See what we got here. Nmap 10.0.0.48 dash uppercase O. It's running Linux, so it's some kind of probably embedded server. It's running RDP. Wait a second.
That's good.
Right? Let's see what I get to with remote desktop connection. 48. Oh my gosh. That's my data science rig. This is my data science rig. So why is it running freaking Joomla? That's crazy. I did not install Joomla on it. I can tell you that. Oh, unless it misidentified, I am running. I'm running Jupyter notebooks.
You know, I think someone has a computer hoarding problem.
Right? Let's see if I'm right. Oh, that's because I'm already logged into this box. Let's see. Oh, you know what's running on here? I'm mining right now. I wonder if there's T-Rex has a mining interface. Let's see. See if I'm right. T-Rex miner interface. How do you bring it up?
Troy, you're part of the problem. Stop mining.
Hell no. I got 33090s. I'm making some money.
Yeah.
So let's see if I can bring this up. Well, I did. This is the landing page, whatever Cassiopeia is. But if I go to, let's see if I can bring up the miner interface on 10.0.0.48. Nope, only on the loopback. So let's do it on the loopback. So we'll go to here and we'll open up Firefox and we'll go to the loopback. See if this brings up the miner interface. Okay. So there's something running on this box on port 80. And I'm running XRDP. And it thinks it's Joomla, whatever this Cassiopeia is. I don't remember installing that. So if I come over here on this box, and nmap localhost. I don't know if I have nmap installed here. I do. So 8.8.8 is my Jupyter notebooks. 3389 is my XRDP. But what's weird, oh, this is .8, not .48. So I'm running something else on the network that has RDP running, XRDP running. Oh, wait a second. Wait a freaking second. Ha ha ha! Guess what it is? It's Kali Linux. It's the box I was on. Nmap localhost. So I got MySQL running. I have PostgreSQL running. I got something is running here. I installed some kind of application here that's running on port 80. That whatever Cassiopeia is.
Well, Cali is offensive security, not, not
Right?
defense.
Not defensive. So that those highs are my Kali Linux box. Mystery solved. Mystery solved. So if I go back, I gotta. now
You
I
could
got-
exclude that in your host range.
Right. Because it won't be running the whole time.
Yeah.
Let me come back here. But yeah, I wonder, let's see, how could I find out what's attached to port 80? PS. So OpenVAS isn't running on port 80, it's running on a loopback. Something else is running on Kali here. Oh, God damn it. We are running Joomla. This is the box I used when we installed Joomla as a web server. So if I did apt remove, whoops, hiccuped. If I did apt remove Joomla, let's see, apt list grep -I. It's lagging because it's doing that scan. Oh, let's see.
With them?
What's that?
Brian
Okay.
just didn't mute himself.
So I need to uninstall Joomla. Or I could do this. I could do this. There. Now if I nmap localhost. 80's closed. There we go. Fixed. Okay, did everybody follow what I was doing there? Had to track it down. Had to track it down. And if I rerun the scan, it wouldn't show up because that is shut down now. So I mitigated it. How did I avoid the risk? I avoided it by shutting down Apache because I didn't need it. All right, let me go back to that. That was right. Where did that go? Where did you go? Right there. So now I can come back here and know that that is mitigated. All the 48, and I could have fixed, by the way, I could have fixed this one. I could have changed, well, this is a medium. It's just saying Apache was running and that I had Joomla installed and it was giving me possible versions of Joomla. So I could have uninstalled Joomla. I just fixed it by shutting down Apache. Okay, so let's go see how my scan's doing. Remember what we said about getting to like 90-some% and then it takes forever?
Yeah, mine's been at 99% for a long time here.
Yep. All right, well, that's good. So if we go back to our scans and results here, we can see that we got rid of those 3 highs. I got some devices running TLS that's considered too old. Missing secure cookie attribute on these 3. 10, 9.
By the way, it's
7.
only showing 10 at a time, by the way. You have 261.
Oh, yeah, good point. So let's go.
Should be
But
able to change it
It's
to
ranked by severity. So when we go
Yeah.
to the next page, you can see it gets very quickly, it goes down. So I have a TLS issue. I need to make sure that any web servers. So a lot of these though, if it's an embedded system, you don't have the ability to modify what TLS version you're using. So you might have to put something like a web application firewall. If this was a corporate network and you needed to address that, you might have to put some kind of web application firewall in front and not allow TLS that version, or do a redirect to a different, you have to come up with some kind of mitigating control to fix that. And now the rest of these are all low. And then we got some logs, a lot of logs. Most of these are logs. See the log? And logs are just logs. The ones you want to pay attention to are these highs and criticals, and probably these mediums. Might want to look at them, but most of the time you immediately want to address criticals and highs. Criticals and highs, and that's like a severity level like 7 and above. Okay, so there you go. You now can know how to install and run an automated vulnerability scanner and schedule scans. And if you're ever working for a company, you can say, I know the tool to do continuous vulnerability assessments. OpenVAS, GVM. Okay. So your assignment, you don't have to turn in actually run a scan, but I just want a picture of this dashboard that you have it up and running on your Kali. I'm going to let these run because I want to know. Kali, turned out the Kali tool was the one that like freaked me out. So if I reran it, these would drop off. They wouldn't be there anymore because I shut down Apache. Was that informative for everybody? What did you think about that lab? Pretty cool. Very powerful tool. There's 3 big things that I like. One is Security Onion IDS. Another is OpenVAS GVM. And the third one is an SIEM Alien Vault. And that's that correlation where you dump all your logs and then it uses a correlation engine to try to find bad actors on your network. It's like it takes IDS as an input, but it has a whole bunch of other inputs to try to correlate bad actors. So there you go. How to install GVM on your network, run some scans, and I would encourage you to try it on your home network. Be aware that if something funky goes on, you might have to reboot your DHCP or something, but it should be pretty painless. I don't think it will blow anything up permanently that a reboot wouldn't fix. When I'm done scanning that network, I'm going to fire off the other one too. I'm going to scan my 192.168 address as well. OpenVAS. Okay, so that's my assignment. This is our last class that we're going to meet. So what do you got to do? You have your exam. It's a gimme because we already gave you the answers because I screwed up. That's due Sunday at midnight. You have work on your final project. That is your skills final. I have it to do. I got to check your written final and make sure that the answers aren't all screwed up. That will open Monday, your written final, and your skills final is your paper, your policy and procedure. And that is due. When is that due?
Friday by midnight.
Friday by midnight, not Sunday. I have to get the grades in Friday by midnight. Okay. Proofread. I want good grammar, good spelling. Don't say like totally. Don't use slang in your papers. The other class that I'm teaching, I looked at one paper and he was like, so we totally owned. I'm like, no, say using the testing methods, we were able to establish vulnerabilities in the system. You know, make it sound official. Okay. And so the next time we're going to meet, July the 5th, the day after the 4th of July, will be our first day of class. And it will be 4 weeks. It'll be kind of crammed, but I'd rather cram it in 4 weeks than spend 8 and meet, you know, over a period of 8 weeks. I'd rather get her done and get you guys some vacation time this summer. And then after that, you'll have 3 more classes and you'll graduate. Hard to believe. It's getting close, man. You're nearing the finish line. And I would kindly encourage, if you think you want to continue on, Boise State has a bachelor's program that takes all 48 credits. from this program and gives you credits for all of them. And if you have your Security Plus, you can waive. They have a class on Security Plus that you get to waive. So
And your Network Plus. I just spoke to him on Tuesday about transferring.
yeah, Network Plus as well, correct. Start studying now. Don't wait. Use some of this free time this summer. I mean, don't blow all your time, but use some time this summer. Start studying for your Security Plus. Start looking at the exam topics questions. Start watching the Professor Messer videos on YouTube, getting you ready for the Security Plus. Start studying over the summer so you don't got to cram the last 8 weeks of your program when you got a capstone that you're going to be doing. Okay. All right. My to-do is to check your final exam and make sure the questions aren't screwed up. And then the other part is I got to get your threat actors papers graded. I'm going to do that this weekend. Get those graded. I'm sure you did great on them.
You made this tonight's assignment open yet in Blackboard?
Oh, let me go fix that. Good call. Let's see. Drag this window. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing, and then I'm going to